Do you remember any like a famous where when John F. Kennedy was shot or like anything
no,
like?
Al Capone. You remember Al Capone, don't you?
Huh?
Al Capone. Do you remember anything from history that really was important to you?
I was living in Chicago at the time.
Of when? When Al Capone?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Right. Either I was living there or Ernie was still living there and told me all about it. I think I was still there.
Yeah.
But he got to know him through the newspaper and the radio and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was nobody you was proud of knowing.
No, you don't want to know him.
Maybe an invention, I think.
What about an invention that you remember having, like maybe when you were a little girl, like first TV, or when? Do you remember any inventions that your parents got?
Well, I remember the first TV we had.
How old were you?
Oh, I was in my early 20s, I'd say.
Okay.
We still lived there on Whole Street. And Edith, remember that guy that she went with called Guy Wilburn? He had a furniture store.
Right.
And he gave her our first TV.
Was it black and white?
Oh, yeah.
How many channels could you get? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I can't
Maybe
remember.
3 or 4?
Probably
channels?
not over 3 or 4.
What was your favorite show to watch?
I don't know. I can't remember. Probably a soap opera.
Soap opera. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see what this one says.
Oh.
This is from Jack. He likes the Buckeyes. He wanted to know if you were a Buckeye fan.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you like the Buckeyes? Who's your favorite Ohio State football coach ever?
Ever?
Ever.
You know who that
I
is.
think I do. Who is it?
Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel. That's what I thought you were going to
His
say.
picture's on the front page.
Yeah.
That's a good picture.
Oh,
of him,
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He's been on the front page every day this week.
Right, because he's going to be, what's he doing up here? He's doing something up here, right? Jim Tressel?
He's going to be president of Youngstown
That's right.
University.
Young State University. That's right.
And there's a great big
That's a great
thing in the paper about this big. Some friends of his, Jim and Ellen, congratulating them on moving back to Youngstown.
To Youngstown. Well, they're happy to, yeah.
Oh, he's really had the whole town sewed up on him.
Did you see this one from Jameson? It says running the marathon. Did you see this one? Running the marathon of life. Like, you know what a marathon is? When runners go out and run like 26 miles.
Yeah.
So she's kind of comparing you to running a long marathon of life.
Oh.
That's why you're wearing a medal.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. Did you ever exercise when you were younger? Did you exercise? Never.
No.
You just were blessed with this body.
I
Huh?
didn't swim. I was scared to death of water.
Yeah.
I still am. I was baptized though.
Okay. That's good.
My father baptized me in the Ohio River.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you ever ride a bike?
Huh?
Did you ever ride a bike?
Very little. Because some of the boys, I had 2 brothers, one of them always had a bike.
Yeah.
Ethel, tell Donna about how you used to go to school riding in a cart across. Didn't you go across a cemetery or something? How'd you get to school?
We lived right at the entrance of one of the big cemeteries.
Okay.
In a great big house. And the schoolmaster, I was only 6.
Mm-hmm.
He would come by every morning. He lived a little ways over. And pick me up in a horse and buggy.
Oh, horse and buggy.
Yes,
Wow.
a horse and buggy. And take me to school.
Yeah.
And before the day was out, many days, he'd have to call my mother to come and get me.
Why?
I was so disturbed about going.
You were sad.
And I wasn't doing any good at school, but I finally got over that. But I went 1 year, and that that little schoolhouse is still there.
In Ashland?
At least it was the last time not too many years ago. A little red brick schoolhouse just sat kind of up on a knoll.
Right, and you were all the grades all in one class, right?
1 through 8.
1 through 8. You
Yeah.
had one teacher.
One teacher, Mr. Mead, and he was crippled.
Mm.
He had to walk with crutches.
Mm-hmm.
But he drove that horse and buggy
Okay.
to the school every day.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Spelling.
Spelling. Okay. My boys and girls always want to know, what was your first car? Do you remember the first car that you drove or owned?
Ford.
A Ford?
When the Ford first came out.
Okay.
I was the first one in our family that drove. My father didn't drive. My brother wasn't old enough
Okay.
because I was the oldest.
Do you remember what kind of car it was?
No.
Just a Ford?
Oh, well, I don't remember that one, but I know we had a four-door.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the second car. I don't remember.
Okay. Fun.
But I learned to drive where we lived there on Holt Street. That next lot next to us where Klinger lived, I learned to drive on that lot.
Oh.
There was no house or nothing on it. It was right next door.
Yeah.
We owned several houses along there. But I would pull forward and then I would back up. And all the neighbors would watch me. And they said, you can back up better than you can go forward.
And probably not everybody had cars, right? I
No,
mean, that was a special
no,
thing to have a
they
car.
They sure didn't.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate from high school? Do you remember?
I didn't graduate. I would have graduated in 26.
1926.
I've
Yeah.
got a. You'll have to go through my gallery there with all
Yeah.
my. I got a
Up on the
certificate
wall
not
there.
too long ago from the school getting me
Oh.
a certificate
Okay.
of graduation.
These boys and girls will graduate from high school in the year 2022.
Wow.
2022. It's almost 100 years after
After
Oh,
you.
my
almost
goodness.
100
Oh,
years.
I was the class of 26.
Yeah. Okay. Did you know this little girl Anna? She put you on the Smucker's jar. On the Today. Were you ever on the Today Show for the Smucker's jar when you turned
No.
100?
Yeah,
No?
when you turned 100 you were, remember?
Huh?
You were on it when you turned 100. What's his name on there? The guy?
Does he still do it? The same
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah, he still does it. You know, on the Today Show,
all-
that guy that always tells who's 100?
Yeah.
You were on there. You were
You were
on
on
there
the
when you
Today
were
Show.
100.
I didn't see that, but
But you never saw it. Oh.
everybody, different ones did see
Oh,
it.
yeah,
you
you
know.
were on
name?
there. Yeah.
Roker, was that his name?
No, that's the
Roker.
It's
weatherman.
No.
It's the old.
I can
the
just
other
see
guy.
him, kind of a heavy set.
Yeah.
A, B, C.
What is
Yeah.
Oh, we should know that.
I'll think of it here in a minute. I know, let's see. Is this? Yeah, so this one's from Xavier. And he says, you read these already. I know you read them a bunch. She's already read them 3 times. But this says, you should feel accomplished. There aren't many people who can say they're 105. You must have learned a lot of lessons. Maybe you could mail and tell me some. Anyway, have a great 105th. So do you have any advice for my 4th graders?
Oh my
Any
goodness.
lessons you want to share about life?
Be nice to your teacher.
Yes.
That's the best one.